Hi, this is Dr. Sage Breslin, and this is Wisdom Wednesdays. This is my special series on my journey with cancer, and this video is number 50. So this morning I was meditating and I was considering what message needed to be heard. And what was so interesting to me is what came across was a message I really needed to hear. And I think that maybe a lot of people need to hear. And the message that came through was, you are loved. It seems so simple. And it seems like something anyone could say at any time. But for me, the meaning was much more global, I guess, and maybe more meaningful than another kind of general message. Yesterday, I noticed myself having a bit of a rough day. I have been tired, and maybe more tired than usual, after being on baby duty with the newborn and then returning to the West Coast and trying to get sort of back on a sleep schedule that wasn't up and down all night and was 3 hours later, and just a lot of things kind of, having to get back to work and clean up my desk and get back into the swing of what it's like to have teenage boys rather than, a family and a newborn and that kind of stuff. So I was really trying hard to plan and implement, enroll, pay for this trip with my boys and with a dear friend. And while I felt like everything was kind of a done deal, I hadn't, gotten the tickets and the rail passes and all of that good stuff. And we made a few changes here and there, but as summer approaches, these things, they get more and more expensive by the day. And I just needed to know kind of the next thing I was looking forward to. And the last time I had a full remission was after doing work in Ireland. So I knew that I wanted to go back to Ireland. I'd made plans to travel, but this time I wanted to take my boys and my friend. And after a conversation in the morning, it was just determined that, for reasons that were very personal to her, she couldn't go. And while I understood 100%, I found myself really struggling. My mood kind of tanked. I was trying to kind of gear myself up for a whole host of medical appointments I had yesterday. And I even developed a migraine last night. And, I really had to ask myself what was going on. And I spoke with a friend of mine who said, what is it that you saw yourself gaining from having her there with you? Do you need somebody to take care of you or to drive, or, what's the deal? And I said, no, it's none of those things. I said, I think after being dropped from the trial and after some other kinds of issues have come up, that I was really feeling this sense of time being shortened. And this is something that I wanted, actually, maybe even more than with my boys, I wanted to do with her. I wanted those memories to carry me through maybe when things are a little bit more difficult. And memories of things we did in the past actually were part of what carried me through the transplant and, the weeks at home afterward. So I was really just weighing in to all of that with my meditation, and this message came through. And what struck me so much is when I was doing my fourth book, The Daily Pearls, I had gone and asked quite a few friends and colleagues for a quote that they would like to include in the book. And the quote that she included, or that she asked me to include, was, "You are loved." And I thought, The one thing that was causing me to feel sad yesterday, was not being able to spend this time with her at this time, right? Um, and that was the quote she'd given me, now 5 years ago, for inclusion in the book. And it is in the book. And I thought, and here's the message being served up again. And I really took it to heart. I really took it inside myself, and I let it sit there to feed me, to remind me I'm not alone. I'm going with my boys. I don't need that. I don't need assistance or supervision or any of that at this point in my life. Thank you, God. And that whether she's on the trip with me or not, she still loves me. And I feel that love every single day. And, another thing that came up for me was that in 2017, when all of this happened and I got my diagnosis and things started to kind of rocket forward, I had been in this women's retreat. And at the last day, I had this amazing epiphany. And it started out during this goddess activation ceremony. And what came through to me when I was working with this sort of inner wise woman was, you are loved, and then you are love. And I think that's a recognition of the God within us. I know for me, it's a recognition of the God within me, that there's no separation. And so this morning when that message came up in the meditation, it really felt so meaningful to me. It felt like you are loved came from her. And then the follow-up was, yes, I am love. And that I can sit in that. I can sit in that glorious feeling of being love. Because yes, sometimes we feel loved and sometimes we don't. But we can every single day, every moment of our lives, feel what it is to be love. We can sit in that feeling no matter what. And so today I woke with no headache. I proceeded with excitement and passion into work and with my clients. And I thought how meaningful to share this with all of you. That the wisdom for today and for this week is be love. Yes, feel loved by others. That's great. But really, more importantly, be love. Just sit in that feeling. I noticed something funny. Here's some vanity, right? I have lines around my mouth. And when I smile, the lines go away. So if you too have some lines and you want to see them go away, be love. You'll be surprised at how much lightens about who you are even in your human. And we know that love is good medicine. So sit with that. That is the wisdom for this Wednesday. I am Dr. Sage Breslin, and I hope that you'll be well, whether it's day or evening where you are.